My name is Rangu. Welcome to my channel where I revisit our Shona culture, our Shona traditions by going through Shona Proverbs that I explain in English and also revisiting Shona folk stories that also show our traditions, the way we used to live, the way our ancestors used to live long back. So today I'm going to look at the Shona proverb, Chenga Ose Manhanga, apana risina modzi. What does this proverb mean? This proverb means that we need to embrace each and every one of us because there is something special that is deposited in us, some kind of treasure. And for us to be able to benefit from that treasure, for us to tap into that treasure, the people around us need to feel comfortable with us, need to be like in a very good environment, and that comes through respect and treating others well. So what I'm going to do next is to leave you to listen to a short story that's going to bring out the clear meaning of this Shona proverb, Chenga Ose Manhanga, apana risina modzi. Before we go there, I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing. And for those who are here for the first time, welcome. I welcome you with both hands. Do subscribe because it helps me, to keep creating videos of this nature. And I just want to say, don't go yet. Just sit back and relax and listen. And also, please leave some comments what you think about this Shona proverb. Do you think it's still applicable in our day-to-day life? Please do leave comments. And the village of Nyandoro. In the peaceful village of Nyandoro in Zimbabwe lived a wise old man named Sekuru Chaza. He was known throughout the village for his wisdom and kindness. The people of Nyandoro respected Sekuru Chaza because he always treated everyone with dignity and respect, no matter who they were. Nyandoro was a small village where everyone knew each other. The children played together, the women fetched water from the river, and the men worked in the fields. The village was a happy place, full of laughter and joy. One day, Sekurichaza called all the children of the village to his hut. They sat around him, eager to hear the story he had promised to tell. Children, Sekurichaza began, I want to tell you a story about a time long ago when the people of Nyandoro learned the importance of treating everyone with respect. The children's eyes grew wide with anticipation as they listened carefully. Chapter 2: The Arrival of Kudzai. A long time ago, in the same village of Nyandoro, there lived a young boy named Kudzai. Kudzai was different from the other children. He was quiet, shy, and often kept to himself. The other children didn't understand him and would sometimes make fun of him because he didn't talk much or play with them. Kudzai lived with his grandmother, Gogonyasha, who loved him very much. She always told him, Kudzai, my child, there's something special inside you. One day the world will see it too. But Kudzai didn't believe her. He felt lonely and unimportant. One day a new family moved to Nyandoro. They had a daughter named Tafadzwa. Tafadzwa was kind and friendly, and she quickly made friends with everyone in the village. Unlike the other children, she didn't laugh at Kudzai. Instead, she smiled at him and tried to talk to him whenever she saw him. Chapter 3: The Mysterious Stranger. One evening, as the sun was settling behind the hills, a mysterious stranger arrived in Nyandoro. He was a tall man with a long beard, dressed in a colorful robe. The villagers were curious and gathered around him, wondering who he was and why he had come. The stranger introduced himself as Murenga, a traveler from a distant land. He told the villagers that he was on a journey to find something very special, something hidden deep within the hearts of people. I have traveled far and wide, Murenga said, and I've learned that there is something precious inside every person, but only those who treat others with respect and kindness will be able to find it. The villagers were intrigued by Murenga's words. They wanted to know more, but Murenga only smiled and said, "In time, you'll see." Chapter 4: The Challenge. The next day, Murenga gathered the villagers together and said, "I have a challenge for you. Over the next few days, I want you to treat each other with the utmost respect and kindness. Show love to everyone and even those you may not like or understand. If you do this, you'll discover the hidden treasure I spoke of." The villagers were excited about the challenge. They began treating each other with more respect and kindness. They helped one another, shared their food, and spoke kind words. Even the children who had once made fun of Kudzai began to include him in their games. Kudzai was surprised by the sudden change. He didn't understand why everyone was being so nice to him, but it made him feel happy and accepted. Chapter 5: The Transformation of Nyandoro. As the days passed, the village of Nyandoro began to change. The atmosphere was filled with warmth and joy. People were united and the sense of community grew stronger. The villagers noticed that when they treated each other with respect, they felt happier and more at peace. Even Kudzai, who had always felt like an outsider, began to open up. He started talking more and sharing his thoughts with Tafadzwa and the other children. They realized that Kuze was very creative and a talent for making beautiful drawings. The villagers were amazed by Kuze's talent. They began to appreciate him more and realized that they'd been wrong to judge him without getting to know him. Chapter 6: Murenga's Revelation. One evening, after the village had completed Murenga's challenge, he gathered everyone together again. The villagers were eager to hear what he had to say. Nyandoro, Murenga began, "You've done well. You've treated each other with respect and kindness, and you've discovered the hidden treasure I spoke of." The villagers looked around puzzled. "But where is the treasure?" one of them asked. Murenga smiled and pointed to Kudzai. "The treasure is not gold or silver. It is the special gifts that lie within each person. Kudzai is one of your treasures. You see, when you treated him with respect, his hidden talent was revealed. There is something special inside everyone, and when you embrace each person with love and dignity, that treasure shines." Chapter 7: The Story of Gogonyasha. After Murenga's revelation, the villagers were amazed. They realized how much they had missed by not treating Kudzai with respect from the beginning. Sekuru Chaza decided to share another story with the children, one that Gogonyasha had told him when he was a boy. Gogonyasha was known for her wisdom and she always believed in the goodness of people. She would often say, "Every person is like a seed. When you water them with love and kindness, they grow into something beautiful." Sekuru Chaza told the children how Gogonyasha would go out of her way to help others, even when they didn't seem to deserve it. She would always say, Securitas are recalled. You never know what kind of tree a seed will become. It could be a great baobab or a sweet marula, but you must nurture it first to find out. Chapter 8, The Hidden Gifts of the Village. After Murenga's challenge, the villagers began to look for the hidden gifts in everyone they met. They realized that many people had talents and strengths that had gone unnoticed before. There was Tino, the quiet fisherman, who knew the best spots to catch the biggest fish, and my Temba, who always had a kind word for everyone and made the best sadza in the village. Even old Baba Chengetai, who had trouble walking, turned out to be a wonderful storyteller who kept the children entertained for hours. As the villagers discovered these hidden gifts, they became more united. They learned to appreciate each other's strength and to help one another with their weaknesses. Nyandoro became a village where everyone felt valued and respected. Chapter 9, Kudzai's Journey. As Kudzai grew older, he became more confident in his abilities. He continued to draw, and his artwork became well known throughout the village. People would come from other villages to see his drawings, and they marveled at his talent. But Kudzai didn't just keep his talent to himself. He began teaching other children in the village how to draw. He showed them how to see the beauty in the world around them and to express it through their art. Kudzai's grandmother, Gogonyasha, was very proud of him. She had always known that he had something special inside him, and now the whole village could see it too. Chapter 10, Tafadzwa's Kind Heart. While Kudzai had his drawing, Tafadzwa had a gift of her own. She was very good at listening to others and helping them solve their problems. People in the village began to come to her for advice, even though she was still young. Tafadzwa's kind heart and gentle nature made her loved by everyone. She always treated people with respect, just as Murenga had taught them. Tafadzwa knew that there was something special inside everyone, and she made it a mission to help others discover their own hidden treasures. Chapter 11, The Return of Murenga. One day, many years after the challenge, Murenga returned to Nyandoro. The villagers were overjoyed to see him and welcomed him with open arms. Murenga walked through the village, observing the changes that had taken place. He saw how the people had grown closer and how they treated each other with respect and kindness. You have done well, Nyandoro, Murenga said. You have learned the true meaning of my challenge. You have found the hidden gold in each person, and you have become richer because of it. The villagers thanked Murenga for his wisdom and guidance. They knew that they were a stronger community because they had learned to treat everyone with dignity and respect. Chapter 12, The Tale of the Baobab Tree. As a parting gift, Murenga told the villagers the tale of the baobab tree. The baobab is a mighty tree, he began. It stands tall and strong, providing shelter and food for many. But when it was just a tiny seed, no one could see the greatness that it would become. He continued, People are like the baobab. You may not see their greatness at first, but with time and care, they can grow into something magnificent. Remember this and always treat others with respect, for you never know what they might become. Chapter 13, The Celebration of Unity. To celebrate all they had learned, the villagers of Nyandro decided to have a big celebration. They called it the celebration of unity. There was singing, dancing, and feasting. The whole village came together to celebrate the hidden treasures they had found in one another. Kudzai and Tafazwa played important roles in the celebration. Kudzai created beautiful drawings that decorated the village square, and Tafazwa helped organize the event, making sure everyone felt included. The celebration was a joyful occasion full of laughter and love. It was a reminder to everyone in Nyandoro of the importance of treating each other with respect and kindness. Chapter 14, The Wisdom of Sekuru Chaza. Sekuru Chaza, now older and wiser, continued to share his knowledge with the children of Nyandoro. He reminded them of the lessons they had learned from Renga and the importance of treating everyone with dignity. He would often say, "Remember, my children, there is something special in every person. When you treat others with respect, you help bring out the best in them and you make the world a better place." The children loved listening to Sekuru stories. They carried his wisdom with them as they grew up. Chapter 15, The Legacy of Nyandoro. As time passed, the village of Nyandoro became known throughout the land as a place of kindness and respect. People from afar and wide came to see the village, hoping to learn the secret of their happiness. The villagers would tell them about Murenga's challenge and how they had learned to see the hidden gold in everyone. They would share stories of how treating others with dignity had changed their lives for the better. Nyandoro became a shining example of what a community could achieve when everyone was treated with respect and love. Chapter 16, The Importance of Listening. One of the lessons the villagers learned was the importance of listening to one another. They realized that everyone had a story to tell, and by listening they could learn valuable lessons and understand each other better. Tafadzwa in particular became known for her ability to listen. She would sit with elders and hear their stories, learning from their experiences and wisdom. She would also listen to the children, understanding their hopes and fears. Through listening, Tafadzwa was able to help others and build strong relationships within the village. She showed that by respecting others' voices, you could build a stronger community. Chapter 17, The Strength of Diversity. The villagers of Nyandor also learned the strength of diversity. They realized that everyone brought something unique to the community, and by embracing these differences, they became stronger as a whole. There were people in the village who were skilled in farming, others who were talented in making clothes, and some who were good at telling stories. By working together and valuing each other's contributions, the village thrived. The villagers learned that diversity was a gift, and by respecting and embracing it, they could achieve great things. Chapter 18, The Power of Kindness. As the village grew, the power of kindness became evident. The villagers saw how small acts of kindness could make a big difference in someone's life. They made it a point to be kind to one another every day, whether it was helping an elder carry water, sharing food with a neighbor, or simply offering a smile. The villagers understood that kindness was a powerful force that brought people together. The village of Nyandoro became a place where kindness was valued above all else, and this made it a place where everyone wanted to be. Chapter 19, The Wisdom Passed On. As the years passed, the children of Nyandoro grew up and had children of their own. They passed on the wisdom they had learned from Sekuru Chaza, Murenga, and the village elders. They taught their children the importance of treating everyone with respect, listening to others, embracing diversity, and showing kindness. They shared the stories of how their village had changed and grown because of these values. The wisdom of Nyandoro was passed down from generation to generation, ensuring that the village would continue to thrive and be a place of respect and love. Chapter 20, The Legacy of Respect. The story of Nyandoro is a reminder that there is something special in every person. When we treat others with respect and dignity, we bring out the best in them and in ourselves. The village of Nyandoro became a shining example of what can happen when a community comes together with love and respect. The legacy of respect that was built in Nyandoro continues to inspire people to this day. As Securitas would say, remember my children, there's hidden gold in everyone. It is up to you to find it and to help others see it to the end.